fraud, the Fed, and free money. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, December 6th. My God, how this year is flying by. And today's first portion of the show is being brought to you by the CTG Group, our preferred broker for for futures and commodities. And of course, they are our letter of direction trading. I allow them to trade my account, as a matter of fact, although I have other futures accounts elsewhere. But they do the best job, and we are very comfortable with the way they handle our business and our members. And when somebody answers the phone when there's a problem, that's always one of the major things, and many of them don't. In the meantime, we have seen and proven some election fraud, but of course, no court's going to let it go through anyway, so I guess it's going to come down to, right now, I think there is three cases in the Supreme Court, and let's see if they have the stones to overturn anything. But we've seen over and over again the fraud in Georgia on videotape, not affidavits, but real videotape. And we've got other proof out there, and we'll see. In the meantime, as I've said, and I hope that we use the skill called effective listening right now. And Joe Biden is the president-elect, and until that changes, I assume he will be inaugurated on January 19th or 20th. But in the meantime, there is and has been proven many cases of fraud out there. And I mean, this is not the first election that there's fraud, but let's see. We'll see if the court system actually has the guts. Of course, one thing that very few people talk about, that this really doesn't need to go to the courts. This can be settled within the government itself, but of course that would be too simple. So let's see where we go from here. In the meantime, all is the same. Nothing has changed except that this president, the most hated in history, but probably the best, it continues to be hated by everyone equally because, of course, he stopped all the free money trains and all the government deals and all the packages that made a lot of people rich and stole from the poor. But hey, let's continue to support that one party that is supposed to be that of the small. In the meantime, with all their lockdowns throughout this period, they're destroying every small business in sight one at a time, making sure that the big conglomerates continue to have success and grow. I mean, what is the difference between Walmart being open and a restaurant being open? Okay, Walmart's packed. So, we can have this argument all day long, but we'll just move on, but understand the hypocrisy that is going on right now. Of course, we know that the president-elect doesn't even know where he's at. So, but in the meantime, we will continue the hypocrisy for the play for free money. Okay, this is the beauty of it all, is that we are destroying on the sides of the left. Those are the states that are closed, and we are destroying a small business day after day, sending them out. And of course, all with the hope of getting that free money stimulus package from the government, from the Fed, from the Federal Reserve, and from the federal government. And of course, wanting us to print more money. But I hope you realize that free money is not free. Okay? You can think it's free. You can love that little stimulus check you get, but we're paying for it at the end of the day anyways. Where do you think the money comes from? I mean, the continuation, the devaluation of the currency continues to create more tax money that we have to pay back to the ridiculous governments, because basically they're clueless crooks that do nothing but steal our money. Okay, so we can want stimulus, but wouldn't it be better to go to work? Okay, wouldn't it be better to create something instead of supporting a bunch of people that want to sit home on a couch and do nothing and get paid for it. I mean, you can look at it any way you want. At the end of the day, the taxpayers are paying for all this stimulus. There is no way around it. That money's got to come from somewhere, and it's coming out of your pocket. So you can be thankful all you want for how great stimulus is. At the end of the day, you are paying for it. I'm paying for it, and I'm quite frankly sick of it. Okay, I've told you before already that Illinois pension funds are in the biggest trouble right now. I mean, they are in so much trouble now. How the hell are they ever going to get out? And what I want to know is how can the highest tax states in the country always be busted? Where is the budgets that they're supposed to have to keep? Okay, they're supposed to have a balanced budget. Where is it? Why are they spending money on nothing? And of course, you've got the crooked COVID going on. Listen, we know it's a serious disease. I am not at all saying that it's not a serious disease, but we can see what's going on with the administrations in these hospitals because of the way they're classifying much of this stuff, because it means more money for them. Okay, so look, it's the cancerous underbelly of the system of the way they steal your money. Okay, they're getting more money for nothing, and that's why there's so many more COVID cases than actually exist. Yes, there's a lot. Yes, it's a serious pandemic. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay, however, there is many things that are being used to the financial gain of many at the same time, and to me, that's a problem. Okay, now again, maybe not to you. Again, maybe you're accepting of it. I don't accept it. Okay, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, I think that it's ridiculous, and I'm tired of getting raped and ripped off by agencies of the government or ways that people finagle the system. Okay, but of course, with the new administration, we will be right back in with China. You can count on the lobbyists being back in business. We'll be back in business with everybody. The borders will be open. Our hospitals will be full with those who go for free health care because they can't be turned down. But hey, so let's go for it, right? Let's really bankrupt America, okay? And let's do everything to make it so we don't have any control. You've got now OPEC back in the picture because, of course, we know that they're going to want to stop fracking. And from being the world's biggest producer, we're going to go back under the thumb of OPEC and be dictated as to what we're going to be paying for fuel costs. So if you like paying whatever you're paying now, depending on where you live and the amount you're getting stroked for tax money, like in California, I don't know, it's probably $5 a gallon. I don't know. Here it's $2.80 or whatever. But in many states, it's $2 or under. Just be prepared to probably double that when OPEC gets full control, because again, if you don't remember what happened originally when oil was $10 a barrel, it suddenly magically started to grow. And we had these shortages. If you don't remember the lines in the 70s and the odd and even license plates and all the other wonderful things that we've gone through with OPEC over the years, but hey, let's welcome him back. Okay. Let's give everything away because what the hell? We don't need it. Okay. And of course, you've got AOC, okay, another genius, okay, attacking Trump, who is the easiest target ever, who gets attacked by everybody. It doesn't matter. But again, you've got them attacking them and the Republicans because of the high cost of college. Well, let me ask you a question. Okay. The high cost of college, is that because we allow them to get away? I mean, as we know it, I believe that most colleges are very much liberal and very much left. I don't know too many people that go to college that come out as somebody from the right. Okay. So they're taught free money. They're taught socialism and all the other things, and yet we're the Republicans are the cause of the high cost. How about the cause of the high cost is all the free money that we give out, so that we have to keep creating more. Maybe that's the reason that costs are so high. I'm not an economist. I don't even try to play one, but I can add and I can subtract very easily. And the numbers just don't add up. And we can continue to try to avoid recessions and depressions. But at the end of the day, what only happens is they get worse when they happen and when there is no way out. So again, you cannot create jobs with free money. You cannot create a boost to your economy with free money. The only way you can create money and create stability is through people working and the flow of money going back and forth from customer to business to worker and all the way through. Okay. The flow of money is the only way that it works. And when you think that you can just give it away, okay, and then depend on the taxpayers to foot the bill each and every time, it does not work. So let's forget about the free money and let's get back to work. Now, you have other things that you now look at, and of course, you've got the overall system that is totally breaking down. Okay, you've got those that are trying for strictly to have a stimulus package versus those that actually want to work. And again, I understand, listen, if you're at high risk, you should not be out in this environment. I agree with that. However, we do know that 70% of COVID cases are in the age group of 20 to 29. Do you think that you're going to keep them inside when they're at college? Do you think you're going to keep them from gathering? Do you think you're going to have them wearing masks all the time? Look, I'm all for it. I follow all of the rules of the road, so to speak, when I go out and travel and wear my mask and social distancing. And in fact, we're having an event in Vegas. We're going to be doing the same thing, social distancing, the whole deal. However, do you really think that the youth, the 20 to 29 group that represents 70% of the cases is going to continue to follow that? I would think not. Okay. And of course, next week, we've got the ECB doing their usual. Well, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to continue to print free money because that's what the systems are about. The biggest criminal act ever was when we went to total fiat currency. Okay. Because there's nothing to value it by. So without a standard, you've got every government manipulating their currency, thinking that it's better. Again, that you'd have to prove to me. I can't get there. Okay. To me, it doesn't make sense. And lastly, why are senators and congressmen and women getting paid? Why are they getting paid through one of the toughest times ever? Okay. When most Americans are not. Okay. So why are we still paying their salaries to do what? To continue to attack the sitting president? They've only done it for 4 years now. They've won the election so far. Okay, again, unless it can be proved otherwise, and I doubt that it will ever be proved. I don't care what proof they come up with. And I don't think the courts are going to turn over. But for what? What have they done? What have they done in 4 years? What has Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi done? Okay. Now, again, I don't like either side. Okay. So, again, but this is the party that has done nothing the last 4 years except try to fight everything the president was trying to get done. And he still got a lot done in spite of them. But let's be happy that we're going to get the tax stuff rolled back so we can now pay more taxes. Let's all cheer about where we're headed. And that's why the Georgia election is going to be so important. Okay? Because I don't want any party in total control, and especially the one that's there now, because to me, that spells doom going forward economically. Okay. Now, I'm old enough that it's not going to have much effect on me, but certainly future generations are going to be paying for this because what politicians have done forever is to continue to pass the buck to the next generation. And at some point, somebody's going to have to pay the bill. So, and we'll talk more about these things because the cryptocurrencies are heating up, which is a sign of a potential revolt. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, December the 6th. We're going to step out here for a break, and we'll be back with more right after the break. Bubba's Bottom Line, we're coming right back to you. Well, kids, what's up? So, we've got some great partners at Bubba Trading, and very proud of all of them, and proud to be in association with them. And one is Tradier, okay, our equity and options broker. Again, as I say to you every week and every day, they're $10 a month. That's the first thing. Okay. Second of all, during these busy times in markets when they get crazy, it's amazing. They always answer the phone, even if their system is down. Which, listen, everybody goes down. They answer the phone. You don't have to send them an email and wait for hours and hours and hours for a response. They answer the phone. But they have great service, $10 a month. Plus, starting Jan 1 approximately, you will be able to, if you choose, with my programs, either my equity portfolio or hedging, you'll be able to trade, you'll be able to auto trade it yourself, set your own parameters, and the trading will be done automatically based on what you set up. Now, you ask me, that's a pretty good bargain for $10 a month. So, where can you get more? And of course, family farms, unfortunately, our partnership was born right at the beginning of the lockdown. And we have very little trouble. We've had a lot of trouble getting out. We made one trip to Nebraska together. But overall, it's been tough to get out and actually meet and do the education that I would love to do. Because again, I am a firm believer in educating those on finance, which is why I have my high school program. But again, I want to be able to help my friends, the farmers and producers, to protect themselves against bad economic times and against bad pricing, and make sure that they can lock in good pricing and just always be prepared. But we'll get it together once these lockdowns are over. Eventually, someday before I'm old, I'm already old, but someday before I drop, hopefully it'll be open. And of course, our commodity report with Andy Hecht. If you've never looked at it, okay, if you would like, okay, I will send you an old copy. Okay, I'm not going to send you the up-to-date. I will send you a couple of weeks ago's copy of the technical commodity report if you'd like to take a look at it. Okay, just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. It's called Technimental. It is the most well-diversified with our algorithms in it. Okay, it's one of the best products I've ever seen if you're a commodities person. But certainly, as I said, I will offer you a free issue if you send me an email at bubba@bubbatrading.com. It'll be a couple of weeks old, but it'll give you a general idea, and you can see what he wrote about and what he thought, and you can get a good idea from there. And of course, our high school program, don't forget about that. Again, we're just trying to rebuild it. It's an expensive process, which Bubba Trading or myself fund about 90% of it. We do get some help from some of you at Patreon. And if you'd like to join those who help us, you can go to patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and my market report. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, December the 6th. And of course, the market report is being sponsored by Family Farms. And of course, again, we said they're one of our partners, and very proud to be with them and very happy because, again, we have the same goals and objectives of taking care of our friends on the farm. But, nothing matters. Jobs bad, doesn't matter. Economy weak, doesn't matter. Markets are soaring. They continue to go up basically daily. We're at brand new all-time new highs across the board. So there is no longer any lagging index. All indices are at record highs. We're still long. Okay. Now, there's no volume. There's no liquidity because, of course, we know the clearing firms and the exchanges shut everybody out. In the meantime, our positions are still long, and we're staying there until it changes. And that is something that I think you have to learn to understand, is how to trade or invest or swing trade with the path of least resistance. Okay, again, yes, we had a drawdown. We don't, listen, one thing about us, I will always tell you exactly what our positions are. and exactly how we did, plus or minus. I don't hide from anything because I understand the markets, and I understand that what I do and what I teach and what we work on is always about the long term, and we've always made money, and that's what we're going to continue to do. But we don't make any false BS garbage promises, as too many out there do. Okay. In the meantime, we are long all the indices and the metals. Well, we're long platinum, which exploded last week, which is interesting. And we're still short gold and silver. And they both bounced a little bit last week, but not much. Right? Now, they still need a little bit more of a rally if they're going to reverse trend. But for now, we will stay short gold and silver and long platinum. Okay. Crude oil, again, I hate being long crude oil, but it is going to Pluto right now. It goes up again, another up week, another breakout. And again, what I think you want to remember again, and this ties back to these things we talked about in the news, which is OPEC. If they shut, if we shut the frackers down, which is competition, God help us, it's going to be a problem. Oil is going to be very, very expensive. We could see, now I never thought we'd get there, but if they shut the frackers down, we could see $100 oil again. Okay. The bond and note markets, we're long. As you know, I hate that too, right? I don't like to be long those either. But in the meantime, we are, and they got pounded last week. There's one up there, I think, and basically just, down they go. Now, that is, it's not logical right now because interest rates are still falling. But in the meantime, that's what the tape is telling you. That's what the market is going, and I'm hoping that, I'm hoping we reverse soon. We have not reversed as of yet, but it may be soon, I hope. But again, look, it's a pain, and it's painful, but it is what it is. In the meantime, copper, I don't know. Copper, must go up forever. I think it's on about 5 or 6 year highs right now, and it continues to go up. I mean, it's so parabolic, it's laughable, but we're long, so I can't complain when it keeps going in my favor, right? And natural gas was lower last week, and of course we're short. So that's a good thing as well. Now, I expect to see some sort of a pop. And all the markets that are overdone, I do expect some reverse action. I do expect that they'll soften copper. I do expect to soften the indices. But that's not going to change the trends. I mean, I think you're going to get somewhere a natural pullback. And the dollar continues to get pounded. We're still short dollars. And it's now 90 is going to become crucial. Otherwise, it's probably going back to 88. But right now, 90 is major support. Okay, and we'll see. Listen, we'll see where it goes. We're with the price action, which is all we care about, and it's going in our direction. And that's again all we care about is, are we right? And the grain markets, rough week for farmers last week, and the grains, it was really corn and beans were both bad. Wheat was ugly. Now we did reverse wheat early in the week, and we're short wheat now, which I'm not really a big fan of, as you know, but certainly not going to fight it. And corn and beans, they're now at, I would say, crucial levels as to whether or not they're going to hold and go higher and make that next big bull leg we thought they were going to make, or if they're going to break down here. Now, I think they'll hold and they'll go higher. But, listen, I'm giving you an opinion now versus the math, and the math is still long. However, it's always subject to change. The meats, flattish kind of weak. Cattle was a little bit higher. Hogs were a little bit lower. We're still short live cattle. We're still long feeder cattle, and we are still short. We're long hogs. Okay. In the softs department, we're long across the board, and for the week they were up pretty much across the board. But coffee took some late heat late in the week, as did OJ. It wasn't a big week in any direction as it started out. It did start out, and of course, we came in from last week. If you remember, they were all skyrocketing higher. So now you've got, the crypto world, which has been on fire. Again, that is a sign, that is a statement to the Fed that we're tired of the crap. Okay, that's really what that comes down to. That is a statement. We're tired of it, and we're going elsewhere. And of course, me being a libertarian, okay, I do like the crypto space because we don't like the Federal Reserve. We don't like the free money. Because it's not free. Okay, we don't like the controls. Okay, so at the end of the day, that's really where it is. But look for it to continue. Now, look, I'm invested, but it's the money that I'm invested there. If I lost it, I wouldn't care. I mean, I always care, but it wouldn't hurt me, and I wouldn't miss a meal. Okay, but certainly small amounts of money looking for the home run in there, because certainly it could be real. I do believe they're going to be in play. The question is how will they handle it, and will they be able to stay away from the regulations? Okay, so overall, things are fine. There's no problem according to the markets. Now, you can debate that whichever way you want. It doesn't matter. In the meantime, we're going to step out of a break and come back with our commentary, and then, of course, Sunday Night Football. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. We'll be right back after the break. Well, kids, again, we talk about, a lot of the partners we have. First, one of my partners in actually in the business, which is Andy Hecht, and of course he writes Technimental, which is the most dynamic commodity report I've ever seen. And of course, we'd like everybody to subscribe to it. But of course, if you'd like to take a look at an older copy, just send me an email at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I'll send you a recent weekly update, which is, very thorough and very complete. But certainly, I think you want to participate if you're a commodities player, because with our algorithms and his commentary and, his fundamental with our technical ability, I think it's one of the best reports out there. It's called Technimental. And of course, our partnership with the CTG Group for brokerage. Now we have other brokers, but CTG is who we use for our letter of direction trading for futures and commodities. They do a phenomenal job. By the way, and they do have some great of their own managed futures products if you want to check them out. I mean, certainly we recommend them highly. I think they're the A number one in the industry for me, because again, I care about service and I care about servicing my members. So again, CTG Group, and of course, we've got the Tradier for equities and options, and again, it's $10 a month. You can't beat it. They do a great job. You're putting money in your own pocket, but now that we're going to be totally automated, you will have the opportunity, if you do use Tradier, to use automation. It doesn't change the price of your cost at Tradier. If you're a subscriber of ours or a member of ours, you can then use the auto trading if you choose. Now, you don't have to. You can still get the software and the updates. But of course, obviously, it's nice to have it just traded and done for you, so you don't have to think about it. And of course, our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Now, let's get back to my commentary and, of course, my Sunday Night Football pick. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, December 6th. And, of course, this is time for my commentary brought to you by me, Bubba Trading. Okay. And in the meantime, look, okay, the one thing I really hate about what's going on in this country today is, I have an opinion. You heard it. I gave you my views. Okay. But I am willing to listen to others people's opinion. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I can say I disagree and move on. We can still smile at one another, shake hands, and, be friends. I mean, I've got friends that are not on the same page as I am. Okay. And I have no problem. I believe that we are Americans and we should all have the right to choose what we want. Okay. But I also believe we should have the right to think or say what we want without being attacked. And, I get an enormous amount of hate mail. I may get a lot of nice mail too, but I get a lot of hate mail. And one struck my fancy yesterday. It was an attack on me of somebody I knew. And I go, you don't have the right to talk to me like that. I give you every right. I appreciate you voicing your opinion. And I don't have a problem with your opinion. I might not agree with you, but you don't have a right to call me names and be an idiot. I mean, do we have to resort? Are you that worried that you have to resort to name calling? Okay. If you want to call me names, don't bother. You can go, you can go there. Okay. I mean, don't bother. If you want to be an idiot, okay, and be a crybaby and just mouth off just so you can show who you are as some kind of troll, don't waste your time. I'll just block you out and I'll never see him again. So I don't care. Okay. If you want to voice your legitimate opinion, feel free. Look, again, this is America. I hope we're still free. I hope that people can say what they believe without being attacked, whether physically or verbally. Okay. Again, it's very challenging to have a conversation today with people, even in my own family. Okay. I can't even talk to my sisters. about anything but whatever. I mean, you can't talk about what's going on in the governments, but hey, that's fine. But at least have the courtesy, if you want to rip into me, hey, with your opinion, great. But at least have an open mind. And the other thing I encourage you, please, it's called a skill of effective listening. Okay, I say exactly what's going on. I didn't say that they were going to overturn the election. I said that there's a lot of fraud out there, which is a fact. Okay, there's been fraud as long as I've been around. There's been fraud in elections. This one seems a little bit worse than others, but right now, the president-elect is Joe Biden. Okay, but for some reason, we have cotton in our ears when we decide to hear what we want to hear, and then you want to attack. You want to attack me, have the guts to do it like a normal human being and not a jackass. Okay, that's all. I have no issue with anybody's opinion, but if you're going to be a jackass, don't waste my time or yours. I have no time for ignorance. Okay. Anyways, we've got Sunday Night Football tonight, and of course, I don't know, they flex this game in, which I don't know. Kansas City and Denver. Denver's at Kansas City getting like for 13.5 or 14. I don't know. I mean, Kansas City could win by 100. It could be a close game. I know Denver's got no offense, but it's hard to make. I'm not a big fan of laying a big favorite to begin with. So I would just say that for a rooting interest, I will have Kansas City for maybe a chocolate sundae. Just again, it's not going to be a big play, just for a viewing interest. But again, too many points. You get they call it the backdoor cover. I'm going to watch it and enjoy it, but. I mean, Denver could win. Anybody could win. But Kansas City could win by 50. Denver would have to squeak it out. So in the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. And, of course, we'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. And those who are going to Vegas with me, well, we'll be there next week. Very exciting. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Be healthy. We'll see you all next time. Bubba's Bottom Line.